So, you've worked your whole life, you've saved $500,000 for retirement. Now comes the biggest question of all. How in the world do you make it last? Well, in this explainer, we are going to decode one of the most powerful tools for that exact job: annuities. We're going to turn this complex puzzle into a clear, actionable guide. All right, you've done the hard part, right? You've built that nest egg. So, how do you take that lump sum of money and turn it into a reliable, consistent paycheck? One that can handle market storms, and most importantly, one that you absolutely cannot outlive. To answer that, we've got to talk about one of the most powerful, but also one of the most misunderstood tools in the retirement toolbox: annuities. But look, before we get into the nuts and bolts, let's just clear the air and tackle the biggest myths head on, because trust me, there is a lot of noise out there. This is it. This is the number one objection we always hear. And you know what? It's a fair question, but it's based on this huge myth that all annuities are the same. The reality is, the annuity landscape is incredibly diverse, and lumping them all into one big, high fee category, it's just plain wrong. Now, what's really fascinating is when you actually break it down like this, just look at this slide. The main types of annuities that are designed for safety and for guaranteed income, we're talking about things like the multi-year guaranteed annuity, or MYGA, and basic fixed indexed annuities. They actually have zero internal fees. That whole high fee reputation, it almost entirely comes from just one category: variable annuities. And those are really investment products with market risk, a totally different animal from what we're focused on for creating income. So, what happens when there is a fee? Well, it's not some kind of mysterious hidden charge. With a fixed indexed annuity, you can choose to add what's called an income rider. You are transparently paying a small fee, usually about 1%, to literally purchase a powerful insurance contract, a rock solid guarantee that you and your spouse will get a paycheck for life, no matter what. Okay, let's make this really tangible with a real world case study. Let's imagine a 65-year-old couple, they've got a $500,000 nest egg, and their goal is simple. They want to create safe, predictable income starting in 1 year. So we're going to put two of the most popular annuity strategies head to head and see exactly how they stack up. So on one side, you've got the multi-year guaranteed annuity, the MYGA. It's super simple. Honestly, just think of it like a certificate of deposit, a CD, but from an insurance company. No fees, just a fixed guaranteed interest rate. Then on the other side, you have the fixed indexed annuity, the FIA, with that optional income rider we just talked about. This one is built from the ground up to do one thing really well: create a guaranteed income stream for the rest of your life. Let's look at the MYGA. At a 5.5% rate, our couple gets a guaranteed $27,500 a year just by taking the interest. They can do this for 10 years, and here's the kicker: at the end of that term, their original $500,000 principal is handed right back to them completely intact. It's simple, it's safe, and it's predictable. Now let's look at the FIA with its lifetime income rider. That same $500,000 generates a much, much higher income, over $39,000 a year. And this is the absolute crucial difference. That paycheck is guaranteed to last for both of their lives. Even if they live to be 100, 105, it doesn't matter. So here's the bottom line. It all comes down to a strategic trade-off. The MIGA is a great strategy if your number one priority is preserving your principal, maybe to leave a specific amount as a legacy. The FIA, on the other hand, is a strategy for maximizing your own lifestyle security by creating the highest possible paycheck that you can never ever outlive. It's not about which one is better. It's all about which goal is more important to you. But, just generating a paycheck is really only scratching the surface. Annuities can also be incredibly powerful strategic tools for solving two of the other massive challenges in retirement: navigating the world of taxes and planning for those potential long-term care costs. For example, check this out. Here is a brilliant but pretty little known strategy using something called the Pension Protection Act. As you can see, in 3 simple steps, it allows you to take an old annuity, maybe one that's sitting there with a large taxable gain, and move that money completely tax-free into a new annuity that's specifically designed for long-term care. Now, here's the magic part. If you ever need that money for care, the entire amount, including all those gains you would have paid taxes on, becomes 100% tax-free. It's just a fantastic way to repurpose old assets. And this same idea extends to other sophisticated tax planning, like doing a Roth conversion. When you're converting a traditional IRA to a Roth, that money is just sitting there, totally vulnerable to market downturns during the process. An annuity can act as a kind of safe harbor, shielding your principal from any risk while you strategically move it into that beautiful tax-free environment. This is how you can avoid all those costly tax traps that can pop up with a poorly timed conversion. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground, right? From debunking myths to looking at some pretty advanced strategies. Now we get to the most important part of all. How do you apply all this to your personal retirement plan and make a decision that you can feel really, really confident in? Well, it all starts by asking the right questions. Before you make any move, you need to sit down, either by yourself or with your financial professional, and get crystal clear on these points. What is your number one goal here? Are you trying to solve for income, for safety, or for something else? Honestly, understanding your own priorities is the absolute key to choosing the right tool for the job.
Ultimately, after decades of saving and planning, the whole goal of retirement shifts. It's no longer just about chasing growth, it's about creating certainty. It's about turning your assets into a reliable income you can count on no matter what happens in the world.